about to go tapping with the pot with Tigmatic.
Y'all tune into the Pop Podcast. And guess what? There's an episode of me on
and you are tuned into the Pot Podcast.
And with the Pot Podcast with my boy Tigmatic. You hear me? It's going down.
To follow the Pot Podcast with Tigmatic.
That's that number one.
That's that number one.
Foolish made this fool. Know that.
I think they mad and I'm on them niggas know I'm the shit. I'm systematic, I'm at it, I keep that ratchet to spit. I'm putting pressure all on them, trying to advance to the chip. Get in the way of my dreams, Bodie, I let off the stick. It ain't no stopping me. They hating on my moves, which mean they watching me. Trying to do just what I do, but moving sloppily. I'ma be on top and I predict it like a prophecy. I live that high life forever. They mad, I'm on and I know they hate, but I remember nights that I barely ate. Sleeping in the basement on a waterbed with no box springs, just doors on crates. Was a skinny nigga with an attitude, living life with no gratitude. Was robbing niggas for my next meal, cause I was dead broke and I ain't had food. Had a nigga like fuck school, went to juvie where a nigga learned to move. Ski tossed me that crack and told me to trap. I bought me my first tool, fucked the money up, my mom paid it back. My pockets back on flat cause I ain't know the rules. And now nigga older and I know the rules. I'm getting money with a lean and a shoulder grooves. And when they counted me out, them real niggas gon' count me in. Man, they threw me in the water thinking I would drown, but with the sharks I swim. Man, I'm back on my feet and I'm back to the street. Niggas wish they had a spark like him. I think they mad and I'm on. These niggas know I'ma win. I think they mad and I'm on. Them niggas know I'm the shit. I'm systematic, I'm at it, I keep that ratchet to spit. I'm putting pressure all on them, trying to advance to the chip. Get in the way of my dreams, Bodie, I let off the stick. It ain't no stopping me. They hating on my moves, which mean they watching me. Trying to do just what I do, but moving sloppily. I'ma be on top and I predict it like a prophecy. I live that high life forever. I was sitting back and that was my time. Now they sit and watch how I shine. Gotta move fast and got no time for the slow grind. This flow here be a gold mine. Showing out when it's go time. There first like the front line. Philly nigga 10 toes down for the money on. Y'all want mine. Always putting that groundwork. Lied out like a sound burst. Started off with a pound first. Niggas moving that brown dirt. Beef I eat, leave your man's murk. Beat a nigga till my hands hurt. Started off with a plan, nigga, just to see if that plan work. And now working, y'all niggas mad, I can see the look on y'all faces. Hating on me, got you moving fast, so I guess it's time I get flagrant. If I'm on go and I'm getting low, homie, you don't wanna see the gay spit. Not bad for an OG, that really started from the base. They mad and I'm on, them niggas know I'm the shit. I'm Tigmatic, I'm at it, I keep that ratchet to spit. I'm putting pressure all on them, trying to advance to the chip. Get in the way of my dreams, Bodie, I let off the stick. It ain't no stopping me. They hating on my moves, which mean they watching me. Trying to do just what I do, but moving sloppily. I'ma be on top and I predict it like a prophecy. I live that high life, forever I'm lit. Forever I'm lit. Forever I'm lit. I live that high life, forever I'm lit. Forever I'm lit. Forever I'm lit. I live that high life, forever I'm lit.
We coming in from the door, man, on folks them. Y'all already know, cuz. Yeah, 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 hey, yeah, 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 hey, yeah, 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 hey, yeah, yeah. I rock out this white like I'm godly. Sushi gon' come with wasabi. Fresh off the steps of the porch. I walk out, get in a Porsche. Know that I'm using the force. Know that I mastered the course. Known as the plug and the source. Haters, they feeling remorse. This for my dogs in court. That's facing the judge and the jury. My brother, he made it in sports. And that's why he rock all that jewelry. She can remember me now. Know that my vision is blurry. I got these racks on me now. Know that the money done carry me. Know that I'm lit in my city. Know that I'm hot. Know that we poppin', man. Everybody chasing that cloud. Running their mouth. Know I really feed the game. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hold up. We on the beaches and right off the coast. Down here in Florida, we doing the most. The hustle on South Beach just like a LeBron. You call it a pound and we call it a bomb. We at the lick and I'm working with chicken. Shout out my nigga from Memphis, they chicken. On my dog and themselves, know I know that they listening. Yeah, I'm on a new level just like I'm Hendrix. Straight from the gutter, we come from the trenches. We ball on these niggas, they sit on the bench. They using the style and I swear I ain't lending. We pushing the P and the P is for profit. They watching and listening, now look how they copy. They hate and respect it, but gotta acknowledge me. Know that a nigga be doing a lot. Know that I'm lit in my city. Know that I'm hot. Know that we poppin', man. Everybody chasing that cloud, running their mouth. Know I really feed the game.
Yo, what's up, y'all? You're now tuned into another episode of the Pop Podcast with Tigmatic. Hey, listen, it's your boy, 2026. We in the mix, and we moving heavy, you heard me? I wanted to say what, a phrase that, my guests, where she from, they say that a lot, you know what I mean? So I wanted to say that. I tried to say it like how they say, you heard me? You know what I mean? But listen, my guest is here today. I hope y'all feeling good on this Wednesday. I'm feeling great. As always, this episode was brought to you by Hollywood TV, Hollywood Radio, Dollar Radio, Going In Radio, DamaniBrand.com, and North Shape the More Boutique. So, without further ado, I'll give you my guest from the NO. She be shaking and moving. She make your visuals lit. And she popping. You know what I mean? One of the most lit studios in the NO. If you don't know, you know now. You heard me? I'm be saying that all day, y'all. Just pay me no mind. But yo, I give you the multi-talented, the multi-dope director. I say multi-dope because she do the lot. She do a lot. But listen, she fire out here. So without further ado, I give you the one, the only Hollywood Jamie James. What's good?
Hi, how you
What's poppin'?
doing?
Welcome to the pod.
Thank you for inviting me and having me on the show.
Hey, you're welcome. It's dope to have you here. So listen, I like to let my guests, have their solo dolo cam and give themselves an introduction to the audience. So the
Okay.
floor is yours.
Hi, I'm Hollywood Jamie James. I'm actually here at Hollywood Pompey Studios right now. That's where I
Hey.
work. It is a studio, visual art studio, also a video production studio. So many different things. I would call it a hub. Any type of art hub. That's what we have in here. We have recording studios, all that cool stuff. We do marketing. I help with brand identity. I do graphic design, of course. And videography, photography. I direct. Yeah, a whole bunch of different things. And I'm also into mental health advocacy, of course, because I feel like that is very, very, very important. Born and raised in New Orleans.
Hey.
I went to Loyola University. I graduated from there. It's a nice, a very prestige college here. Love it, love
Okay,
it. So
okay.
shout out to them. And that's actually why I'm here, to be honest, because without that, I probably wouldn't even be here because how they prepared me and everything. So, because this is a very fast-paced industry, just to put that out there. And being a woman doing it, there's not a lot of women doing this, so it's actually very challenging, but in a very fun way because I get to explore different things and really get out there and get, hit the ground running, as you could say.
Absolutely.
So yeah, that's pretty much me. I'm just a nerd. I love anime. Always very, very much so. Loved anime and actually inspired my intro. If you watch my videos, the intro to my music video, I would love to see if anybody could catch the sample song that I use. It's from an Xbox game from a long, long time ago, like the very first Xbox. But that's nerdy stuff. That's not a hint or there. But yeah, that's yeah, so that's like literally where my aesthetic comes from is anime, and I would just be an anime character if I could. I've been referenced as that so many times in life, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm winning. So yeah, that's me.
What's your favorite anime, real quick?
Oh dang, that's tough. Oh my god, no. Okay, this might be so stereotypical. Actually, it's two. Oh man, I'm gonna have to make a tough decision. It's either Sailor Moon or Naruto, but I'm gonna go with Naruto, to be
Okay,
honest.
Naruto.
Yeah, because I feel like it just touches the soul a little bit different. Sailor Moon is more fantasy based in terms of like it's a lot of romance and magic and glamour and of course things happen. It has violence in it and stuff like that. But Naruto is just more so he's like he was an orphan, his parents passed, all that stuff. It's just I feel more human. Sailor Moon is more like a character, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Naruto just because of the humanity of it.
I'm a One Piece guy.
Oh wow, I haven't heard about that in a while. I hear too many people saying that.
Yeah.
I had friends back in the day that were like obsessed with One Piece. I didn't necessarily start it, and I feel like if back then if you didn't start it then I don't even know what season they're on or if they're still running it.
Listen, you can still
But,
catch up.
oh my god, like that was so many years ago. So I'm gonna sit down and watch it. I was more of a Bleach person.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get into it.
All
You
right, all
know,
right. I'm excited.
you ready?
Yep.
All right. You're a proud New Orleans native. How has growing up in such a culturally rich city shaped who you are as an artist and person?
Oh, that's a really good question. I love that question actually. In a multitude of ways, really. Because I'm sure as you can see from like maybe online depictions, we're very cultured in art. So that's like the music. We use our food as art in certain instances. We have nothing but festivals down here, nothing but galleries, nothing but there's like the blue dog. The blue dog is everywhere. That's like our standard piece of art for the time being. I don't know when that's gonna change. If it's gonna change, no disrespect, but I love the blue dog and stuff like that. So we just have a lot of statement pieces down here, and it really inspired me growing up. I was always, as you could, like I said, the anime stuff was something that kind of geared my art to. But I took that and I went to Noka down here, which is an art school. It's a little bit different now, I feel like these days. It wasn't a full-time school, it was more of an after-school thing. So I would go from high school to that school, and then yeah, we'll go home after that. So I had that in band practice. But I would say New Orleans shaped me in many ways because of the food, the people, the slangs, everything. Like we're just so different. I don't think you'll meet people like you'll meet the people down here. And that can be good and bad. It's a multitude of things. But I feel like since I'm around nothing but music and painters and designers and you know what I mean, people who just love art and it's such an open thing, my brain was like, oh my gosh, like I want to be an artist of some kind. I originally wanted to be heavily into graphic design, so I really wanted to be a studio artist first, but then I was told, like a lot of artists are told, hey, there's no money in that down that
Right.
road. So you might want to take up like, motion graphics or graphic design or something like that in that, section of art if you're gonna do it, because at least if it's digital, you'll make money.
Right.
And I was like, okay, cool. I mean, I still can kind of do what I love, but just do it in a different way because, studio art and graphic design are two different forms. But if you're good at studio art, you can definitely take that and put that into your graphics. Actually, that makes you a better graphic designer, to be honest, if you know how to do things from scratch. Because there are a lot of different tips and tricks on how to do things, but um, yeah, I guess just to put it that way, like New Orleans is just filled with nothing but art. So it's like either you get inspired by that or you just kind of watch it from afar. You know what I mean?
I could dig it. I could dig it. That's definitely dope. So break it down a bit.
Yes.
Share a memory from your childhood that first sparked your love for creativity.
Okay, so I remember this one particular thing. My family is heavily religious. I grew up in a Catholic household, so we would always be in church like all the time. I can't remember a time we weren't in church. I felt like we were in church every day. That's what it felt like. I don't know if that's real or not. Maybe it was just Sundays, but it felt like all the time as a kid. And my mom bought me this marker set. It was a Lion King, a Disney Lion King marker set. I'll never forget. And I never paid attention in church, obviously, because I was a little wild child. I was a little bad child. And I just remember like drawing my own comics. Back then, I was like obsessed with the Powerpuff Girls and all that cool stuff. I'm not even gonna lie. To this day, I just bought a Powerpuff Girls shirt. Don't judge me. But yeah, so I still love them. They're still my face. But yeah, I remember I drew them. I would draw Sailor Moon. I would just create my own anime manga kind of stuff because I collected mangas. There was this really cool shop that I'm sad that closed down here. It's no longer here, but I was around that sort of stuff. So I was like, oh my gosh, like I may not necessarily know how to do manga, but I'm gonna do the best I can. So I would create these comics, and I would just do it for however long the church sessions lasted, and even at home, I would just draw. That's all I did. And eventually I harassed my mom to get into art for real, like do studio art and take it seriously at some point. And
Oh,
then yeah.
that's cool. That's definitely cool.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta hone your skills,
Right.
So to do art school was definitely dope, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
what do you like more? Do you like directing or photography?
Definitely
This is not
directing.
in my questionnaire. I just threw that in there.
Definitely directing. Off rip. I
Why?
can say that without a doubt. Because I feel like that's more it pushes my brain further. And I'm sure, some people who dabble in photography will say differently. It might be more challenging for them and it pushes them further in that way. But for me, I feel like directing is like it's a different form of storytelling for me. And I get to really put myself out there and like explore and have fun as long as, of course, the client is willing to go along the journey with me and the budget permits. I'm all game, and I'm super excited. I get to just be my quirky self, and I think that's what I enjoyed the most, because I the nerd comes in clutch for once. You know what I mean? So I get to
Yeah.
be as nerdy and study different things. Like, I'll get inspired by movies, sometimes TV shows. I pay attention to everything that I watch these days, even more so because of the aesthetic and everything. And I'm into the cinematography of it all, and the character roles, of course, like I said, because that's the storytelling aspect. The song and the subject matter, like, how can we relate this? And sometimes it doesn't even have to really relate to the song. It could just be something that's worth shock value or something. You know what I mean? It depends on what route we're taking. And there's just so many different avenues you can explore with directing, and the creativity is endless. I think that's why, because I could take it as far as I want to go. Like I said, as long as everyone around me is following suit.
Yeah. That builds chemistry when everybody's following suit, right?
Yeah, cause, like, I mean, of course, I'm sure a lot of videographers can say the same thing. You'll run into some clients where they're just dead set on this one treatment, or they have certain things in mind, and they're like, I don't really want to do that, or, you know what I mean? And that's okay, because that's not their comfort zone. And I go with that as well. Like, I work along with our clients. I have no problem with that. But the ones, shout out to the ones that do allow us to really explore, because those are some of the fun moments that I really enjoy. And being on set and looking back at those memories are a blast, because it's like, wow, I really put that together, and they were so excited about it, and it just brought it to life.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a lot that goes to it. You know,
Definitely.
uh, I only have two videos myself. Well, three now, because I made my own one finally. Figured out how to
Okay.
do some things.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But one thing that I will say that's awesome about directors,
Mm-hmm.
it's not just the fact that you guys listen to the song to get the creativity to bring the vision to life, or to make the song more approachable, if you will, right?
Yes.
It's the fact that when y'all hear the song, y'all see what the artist don't see.
Yeah,
And a lot of
yeah,
times, right? Now,
yeah.
I'm pretty sure, you've had moments where artists put their, ideas in, and then you have to bring that to life. And then you was like,
Yes.
hold up, but what about if you did this or that or
Oh,
did that?
yeah. Yeah.
I love that about directors, and how y'all, put it together. I think it's pretty cool, you know.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I love that you made that point, because it's kind of hard for me not to always kind of at least voice something, because I always think of it like this. Okay, if I never say it, or I never put it out there, it could take that song to the next level. It could take that project to a whole different realm. You know what I mean? And I don't want to, like, cut them short. And at least I gave them the option. At least I shared some of my input. You know what I mean? Even though, I'm always gonna share my input, because I feel like that's very valuable. And like you said, because sometimes I'll hear something and right away it strikes me, and I'm like, oh my God, I want to do this, I want to do that. It would be amazing, it will pop more, people will resonate with it if we did this immediately. And this is how we're gonna pull on those heartstrings, or this is how we're gonna get people to tune in and get different demographics, and cool stuff like that. So once again, the nerd starts going crazy inside of me. So I'm like, yeah, being such a nerd, I can't help but to tell them, like, I understand that you have a certain vision for this, and I'm respecting that, of course. But hey, I just want to share this idea with you now. If you do want to do it, let's give it a shot. If you don't, then I'll just respect what you had, originally said, and we'll just go with that. But hey, I want to throw this to you now. The ball is in your court. Whatever you want to do, let me know. But I'm happy to
Yeah,
do either or.
yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
All right. So here's my next question. All right. Who are some of your earliest influences, both musically and creatively?
Ooh, that's tough. Okay. Because I have so many different ones now too. And some still trickled over. Musically, I stereotypical, but I mean, I grew up on Michael Jackson. Like, that's all that played in my household. My dad for the short time that I was around him, he introduced me and my sister to Michael Jackson. I just have like the funniest memories of being in the living room with my sister, sipping bottles and just literally watching Michael Jackson and him doing this thing with the Billie Jean and the Thriller video. And Michael was just the one, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he
I
was
miss
fire.
Michael a lot. Yeah,
I
he
got to
really,
watch him, my whole life as well,
yeah.
and dude was lit. First of all, he was like the first artist that I ever heard of spending over $1 million on a music video.
Ooh, and you could see it though. You could
Yeah,
see it. Like he really made everything count. Like everything was a project for him. It was like
from the
honestly, I feel like his
choreography.
videos, yeah, they were like movies. They weren't even videos. Like he would, it's like everything had to be like a mini movie almost, if not a full movie, because it was such a long narrative with it. And I love that because he added characters to his stuff for real. Like he became the character. Like even in Thriller, stuff like that. And he didn't always do it on every single video per se, because sometimes he'd
Yeah,
get straight to it. Or maybe that was the certain cuts that they made or the versions that they showed. But
yeah,
I feel like he knew how to really get to people because he was a very emotional person. And I feel like that's why I really connected with him, and I'm sure we all connected with him. Be safe, Bruce. Um, you guys have a good night. Sorry, the guys were leaving, but yeah. So I feel like that's really important. So definitely Michael, musically, and then I also I really was into alternative music growing up.
okay.
So I was more of like the AFI, Sum 41, Blink 182, Green
Blink
Day.
182. I ain't heard
Yeah,
that
like that
name in a
was
long
me.
time.
Avril Lavigne, Michelle Branch, like people like that. Like I grew up mainly listening to that. And I didn't get into like rap until I was like maybe 16, 15, 14, something around there.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, so I would say kind of just a mixture of alternative music, Michael Jackson, and my little anime music here and there.
Oh, that's fine. It's
Yeah.
definitely fine. All right, that's fine. All right. So you wear a lot of hats, right? Artist,
Yes.
videographer, creative director, cultural connector. How do you balance all of these roles? Break it
Oh
down.
Lord. Oh my gosh. That's something I've been asking myself a lot these
Hearing it,
days.
I know it sounded real crazy, right?
But no, I feel like it's important to be a multitasker. Like I said, being a part of this business and just kind of taking certain things that I already knew and combining it together with this project that we have going on over here. I feel like it was just crucial for me to be able to adjust. And that's what I do. I focus on giving myself grace with certain things. I understand that things are not going to always be perfect. And I'm a Virgo, by the way, so that's very hard for me to do. I kind
Okay.
of have meltdowns if things aren't like perfect, but I'm learning to deal with that these days. Because that's just life. You can't, everything always go the way you want it to go, and that's okay. Um, but yeah, just kind of like, I learned to compartmentalize all the different roles, if that makes sense. Because like I said, it's just being here, it's like everything happens in a New York minute almost. And it's just at the speed of light. Like you got to be quick. You have to be on your toes. You have to really just be focused. And I feel like if you're hungry enough for the things that you really want, like your dreams, and you really want to create those milestones and your goals, like you have to push yourself, and you have to kind of like push yourself with the weaknesses in mind. Like you can't be scared of the weaknesses. You have to challenge those things. Like multitasking in the past was a big weakness of mine, but these days it's more of a strength.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like 10 people in one person at this point. Because of how I get things done so quickly and efficiently, and I make sure quality is at the top of my list. And if people aren't satisfied, I'm not doing my job. And that's something I never want to hear. Because I've learned, and I've made many mistakes along the journey, but I laugh at them now. They were not funny then, and I can share some of those stories if you want. They were like really
We
bad,
gonna
but
get into it. We got time to unpack quite a few things, so we gonna get into it.
oh my God, it was crazy. But I honestly feel like if I didn't do those things and I didn't kind of screw up, so to speak, I wouldn't be who I am right now, and I wouldn't be as confident in what I'm doing, and I honestly wouldn't have learned all the tips and tricks that I did. The mess ups actually helped me to learn more and study more and be better at what I'm doing and really
Right.
hone in on my craft. So, like I said, I just kind of give myself grace, learn that mistakes are okay and within reason. And as long as I didn't do it on purpose, and I can always come back from things, and I just gotta stay focused, keep my head in the game, and know that the dreams are bigger than anything else.
That's right. You know, it's always good to learn from your mistakes, first of all.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
now insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting the same result.
Yes,
So if you
definitely.
never learn from your mistake, you can't get sharper with your tool, you know?
Facts.
So it's a good thing that you know that.
Right.
And I want to ask you, Jamie,
Yes.
what was the hardest thing for you to do as an artist?
Ooh.
Let's talk about that side because we're gonna talk the artist side too.
Okay.
Is your name the same as an artist too?
Oh yeah, no, my real name is Jamie James. So
Okay.
I just, we're Team Hollywood, so that's where the Hollywood came from. But yeah, no, a lot of people think that's like a fake name that I made, but no, 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 that's my real name.
Oh, that's fire. That's fire. So tell me a bit about Team Hollywood. How did that come about?
So basically, my partner Hollywood Pompey, that's hence the name Hollywood Pompey Studios. He actually founded this like, I want to say like 7 years ago before he actually got a building. And I met him through a third party like 3 years ago. I was doing work for some freelance work in graphic design for this company called Celebrity Boxing at the time. I'm not sure if you ever heard of it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
so I was
familiar.
working. I did their flies, the Alicia Megan and Black China. That was me. I don't know if you saw
Okay.
that, but yeah, I was doing all of their branding for that. And that was a lot because that was very stressful times. But yeah, I met him through that because he actually was a part of the celebrity boxing team at that point. Um, and like I said, I met him on that, and then he was like, "Hey, I'm opening up a studio because I have like a company and I want to explore different things now. I want to do my own thing." And I was like, "Well, hell yeah, I'll take on that journey." And then I joined Hollywood Pompey Studios, and then along the way, we, were navigating, and we picked up Darius Jackson, aka J Bags, our CEO, and then Hollywood Mayo, aka Darren. So
I
yeah,
got the
and
chance of meeting them earlier.
yeah, so now that's Team Hollywood, Granted, Hollywood always had the name Team Hollywood years ago, but we're like really Team Hollywood because everybody has Hollywood in their name if you look at our social media handles and stuff. So it's really
Okay.
cool. Like, yeah, it's like almost like a little superhero group or something we got going on over here.
Round of applause for Team Hollywood.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's dope. All right. So, what does the process look like when you're bringing a project to life from concept to creation?
Ooh, okay. So, of course, you want to start off. I start off with listening to the songs probably a good bit of times. And sometimes you might get creativity block, which I experience, and I really don't like that. I don't think any artist does, or any whatever you do, whether it be music related or just any type of visual arts or whatever the case may be. It's just not a good feeling. So sometimes I'll get creativity block and it takes me a little minute to kind of get inspired by the song, depending on what it sounds like. Because there's different strokes for different folks, but that's the challenge too. I can't just focus on the songs that I like or that I'm used to per se, because we all got our different, playlists and what we really like. And that's okay. But yeah, and I also study different visuals online. I get inspired. I like the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s era personally when I'm like,
Nostalgia.
Yeah, like because I feel like they were really shooting movies. Like that's what I'm saying. Like the MJ days, like they really got into it. So I was like, okay, to myself all the time, I'm thinking like, how can I take bits and pieces from what I deemed as real art back then and like real cinematic value and bring that to today and have these youngsters, basically digest that, and how can we make it fun and exciting for them today in the different demographics we have now, because it's two totally different things that you could see. Like the music videos now are not the music videos from
Yeah,
that.
you have more at your
So
disposal now. You have more
yeah,
CGI. You have all different types of effects,
yes.
different
Woo!
shading, different lighting.
Exactly.
Everything is totally different. So,
So
but
it's the mixture of those things, like studying today and back then, actually, just so I don't make it too nostalgic, because sometimes it won't resonate, and I have to always be aware of that. And that's why I brought up that point earlier. Even if I like it, does that mean that everyone will like it? No. So it's about thinking outside of yourself. Like, yes, of course, taking what inspires you and what you think will be good, that's awesome, but study, the art around you, keep up with the times, what's trending, what works, what is really going right now. And of course you can make a bold statement and pioneer something different. I'm always keeping that in mind too, but I also want to at least put that artist in the category to where they can get seen, and they can be heard properly. And our goal as videographers and directors is to make sure that the audience really loves the song. And sometimes you might not even like a song until you see the video.
yeah,
And then it's like, I love this song. And
yeah,
if you say that, we did our job correctly. Because you might
yeah,
actually hate the song until you see the video. And then you might fall in love with the song and you just can't get it out of your head. And that's where we come in. How can we make people, even if they hate it, how can we make them still want to tune in and listen to it over and over again? Because psychology is weird with us as people. Even though we hate something, we'll still
absolutely.
tune in just because. So how can I get you to love it or hate it a lot? It doesn't matter. You're still gonna watch. So
Love it, hate it, or share
right.
it.
You know what I mean? So I'm
And
thinking about all of those things. And like I said, writing things down so I don't forget anything. I love writing my treatments down. I work on the treatments with the team sometimes too. Like I'll
yeah,
brainstorm by myself and then kind of have a little meeting with them. And I'll kind of go back and forth with them and say, hey, do you think this would be cool? Do you think this makes sense? Or do you think I could piece this together better? Or how would this make you feel? Or do you think anybody would go for this? And we just kind of go over that in the meetings and we come to a genuine consensus. You know what I mean? And yeah, we just kind of go from there. And then, of course, presenting it to the artists, making sure they're comfortable with it. And if they have their own ideas, we put that into perspective too. And yeah, and then we find a middle ground, and then we just go from there.
oh, that's awesome. That's pretty dope.
Yeah.
That's definitely pretty dope because you really want to help the artist succeed in
Yeah.
bringing their creation to life.
Yes.
Um, what you thought of the video I played before I went on my single? What you think?
I actually really liked it. I thought it was really dope. I love the idea of being on the football field. I thought that was really cool. Because you
Yeah,
don't really see too much of those types of visuals. You know what I mean? I like being outside. Of course, we have the studio, but I like when people are outside and they're kind of doing things that are a little bit unconventional, because you don't really see too many music videos on the field these days. Not
yeah,
too much. So I think that was really cool. And then it looked like the locker room I think you were in, or
yeah,
yeah. So I thought that was really cool. You know what I mean? And honestly, I feel like sometimes less is more, where you don't do too much with the locations, because sometimes the locations can kind of take away from the song and the treatment. So I feel like when you just give them enough, and I felt like that was enough, it's like, all right, I'm into this. And then of course the effects are really cool.
yeah,
Yeah, I was digging it. I thought it was cool.
yeah. That was shot by Day Day 2 times.
All
Um,
right, shout out to him. Yeah.
yeah, he literally said that though. We ain't gotta do too much
You
because the
don't.
song don't need all that. And I was like,
That's
yo, put the whip in there and all of that. And he like, you don't need all that, bro. I promise you. And I'm like, all right.
no. Cause you know, and I'm sure he's with the same concept. Sometimes in those instances, less is more because it's like,
Yeah,
all right, we want to keep them focused, but we don't want to lose them because of like
yeah,
oversaturating it either. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So you don't want to go too hard. And sometimes you want to build that momentum. Sometimes you want to start off more simple just to catch people's attention and then go crazy as time goes on when the budget gets a little bit better
yeah. When the
or you
budget
want to
get bigger, I'll
invest.
do all that.
You know what I mean? Yeah, you know, so there's so many different ways. And then even if you have the budget, I don't recommend blowing it right away. You know what I mean? Because you want to express yourself a certain way to your audience first and like get them accustomed to you as an artist and your music and like what you
Build it
kind of
up.
stand for. And
Yeah,
then go crazy later on once you feel comfortable and you feel like you have your base, your fan base,
yeah.
basically.
That's great advice. Thank you for that.
Oh, of
Thank you
course.
for
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, right. So here's my next question. I like this interview. This is a good interview, folks. If you're just watching, I got Hollywood Jamie James in. We moving and booming. Hollywood TV, Hollywood Radio. Y'all know what it is. Your boy Tigmatic the Pot. We here. All right. So solo dolo cam for you again. Let's get back to
Okay.
the hot seat.
Oh, snap. Okay, okay, okay.
All right. So you are known for like using your art as a tool of expression and healing, right?
Yes.
So what does art as therapy mean to you personally?
So from having an art background before the videography and directing and photography and things like that, I went to NOCA, which is an art school down here in New Orleans. And it's near a spot called Studio B, and it's like really cool graffiti and murals and stuff in that area now, but back then it was a little different. I would say like being around those things really kept me uh really invested in art, and I actually can I kind of tell you the backstory of how I got into art a little bit.
Sure, let's get into it.
So, unfortunately, we had a tragic situation happen with Hurricane Katrina some years back. And we were displaced like many others. And we actually had to go to Georgia. And this was around the time where I was a little bit experienced with, you know, making like art, like my comics and stuff like that. Like I would create comics with color pencils and markers and all that. Wasn't anything too crazy, but I would sketch and all that cool stuff. And I like still lifes a lot at that time.
Okay.
And I begged my mom, I was like, I want to take this seriously. Like, I really have a passion for this. And she knew I loved art, and she would always call me an artist. Like, that was her thing. Like, still to this day, she does that. And that was her excuse for everything. Like, because, you know, parents, when your kids have a weird phase, because I was like into emo stuff and alternative rock and the scene stuff and anime and I liked Slipknot and metal music and all. She was like, "Oh my God, yeah, you're an artist, so we'll just chalk it up to that. That's why you're so weird." I was like, "Okay, cool. If that's what gives me a pass, then cool." But yeah, I was a very different kid for my area. That is not no. At that time, I got bullied a lot for listening to metal music and stuff like that in New Orleans. That was not a thing back then. Now it's cool. Back then, no, especially the anime. But it was something you did in secret. You didn't really, you know, today you could do
Right.
whatever. But yeah, so I was like, please, you know, just give me some lessons, like give me a teacher, like I want to learn this professionally. So she searched and searched because we were living in Rome, Georgia at that time. And unfortunately, we were actually at this what is it? It was like a foster home with the kids and stuff. I don't know how my mom was able to work her magic. She got us into all kinds of places. I don't know how we ended up living in a foster home for like a year. But that was a nightmare because the kids, it was a lot. But we had our own like area and everything was like our own like hall and everything. We had a multiple, it was weird, I don't know, but it was really nice though. And she found an artist in the area. She was actually from Norway. My first teacher was Norwegian.
Okay.
Her name was Siri. She was the sweetest woman in the world. I'll never forget. I used to go there.
Shout out to
I'm
Siri.
Yeah, I miss Siri because Siri literally, without her, I wouldn't be doing any of this. So I have to give all that to Siri because she taught me everything that I still apply to this day. When it comes to art and like the eye for it and everything. Um, so yeah, I started working with Siri, and then that's when I really took my art to the next level because she taught me how to paint. She taught me how to really get into the shadows and the highlights and the different mediums that you could use, and what still lifes and all that were. She actually prepped me for going to NOCA. That's how I was able to audition and get in. So then, yeah, I went to NOCA based on the work that I had created when I was under Siri in Georgia after we, moved back to New Orleans and everything. Um, and yeah, so that's kind of the backstory of that for the most part.
That's pretty dope. I can relate to being displaced.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So Hurricane Matthew, I got displaced
Oh,
from that for a while. So yeah,
yeah,
I can relate.
yeah.
So what was
That
it like?
was, oh,
Take us back to that time. That was
yes.
what, 2005, 2004?
Yes, around that time. Because I'll never forget, I was like 11,
Katrina,
12.
right? That was like
Yeah,
2004, 2005. Take
yeah.
us back. Um, what was the city like before Hurricane Katrina, and what was it like after?
Ooh, oh my gosh. I'm sure a lot of people, a lot of New Orleanians can relate and say that the city hasn't been the same since, unfortunately. It was before, I feel like the people were different. Like I feel like people were more bonded together back then in those days. Like I always miss my childhood days so much because like I feel like the air outside was different, even like the way you felt when you walked outside. Like people were outside more, of course, and it was an older time period, so it's a given. But it just felt more like we experienced life. Like everything is so digital now, and everything is so kind of like removed a little bit. So I feel
Yeah.
like we really had fun and we really loved the music. And of course, that was back in the days with like Cash Money and the Hot Boys and all that cool stuff and Lil Wayne and this one and that one. And they were really doing their thing back then. And like we really showed mad love to that. And like even Mardi Gras and everything was different. Like the food tasted different to me. Like the people had more love in the food back then because due to the tragedy, a lot of people lost their lives, unfortunately, and God bless them. And you can see that if you watch like the documentaries that they put out now, which I'm very grateful for that because they tell the real story that a lot of
Right.
people just weren't aware of. Because the news was doing a terrible job at painting the picture. It was not realistic at all. And being away from home, I didn't know that. And actually, by watching the documentary, I found out stuff that I didn't know back then. And
Yeah.
I was making the same assumptions, because I wasn't home. But yeah, it was a hard thing to kind of swallow after coming back because I hate to use the term dead, but that's really what it felt like coming back
Kind of
after
like a ghost
Katrina.
town.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
it's
it
kind of
just
like that in the town I'm in.
okay. So you
Yeah,
can
so
kind
I
of relate
understand.
to that,
Yeah, I can relate.
And
This
it
place.
yeah. And it lost the spark. I mean, it's still New Orleans is always gonna be amazing because it's New Orleans and I don't think it'll ever lose like how amazing or how great it is because of the art, because of the passion that people have here. Like that's not, how can I differentiate that? I just feel like some of that the spirits are still lingering, like the restless spirits are still lingering. Like you could feel it, you know what I mean? You could feel it in the air that people weren't done right and they're upset. You can still feel that energy here. Like there's a lot of upset energy, but there's also a lot of very good energy, really, really beautiful people, really deep people, people who are like spiritually inclined. And, we're known for the voodoo and all that stuff. So we really get into it over here. So it's just, um, everybody's just on their own timing. They're not really one. I feel like back then everybody was one. It was like people were excited to say they were from New Orleans. People said it loud and proud back then. You know, it was like it was a beautiful thing, and it still is. It's just the temperature is different. There's a lot more violence these days. Uh,
Yeah.
and a lot of unfortunate events, like what happened last year due to the New Year's situation with the terrorist attack and stuff like that. And we just been doing a lot of rebuilding, unfortunately. And I feel like I don't know if we'll ever be able to get the New Orleans back before Katrina. I don't think that's possible because of, like I said, all the lives and all the turmoil that happened and unfortunate events that people didn't deserve to experience. But I feel like we'll still be a beautiful city, but just the beauty is different. It looks different and it feels different. And different is okay. It's just for those who are born before then and then know what it's like the newborns, they don't really know. They're
Yeah.
like, oh, this is just New Orleans. I
This
don't know
is
what
just
y'all
what
talking.
we know.
Yeah. So it's like we know, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's doing the best it knows how to do, and I'm all in favor of whatever New Orleans has going on right now because honestly, it's getting better to me. It's heading
Yeah.
in the right direction.
That's cool. That's definitely cool. I can relate. Like I said, Hurricane Matthew
Yeah.
took this town that I'm in. I'm in a small town. I'm from Philly. I moved from
Yeah.
Philly all the way down to North Carolina in a small city, and a little bit of time of being here, like a year and some change, we
Yeah.
get hit with a hurricane when I move into my new spot. Like it was like, oh,
Oh my God.
you know what I'm saying? Lost a lot of things, but
Yeah.
I would rather lost those things than to have to start over somewhere else.
Yes.
Like I went back to Philly during
Hmm.
the time I was displaced, and people was like, "Oh, you back?" And I was like, "No." They like, "Oh, you going back?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm going back."
Right. Right.
Because it was just something about this place. Peace is
Mhm.
definitely something that I want. So I'm gonna
Right.
go where the peace is. Now, although the town itself has
Mhm.
lost a little bit of life, in a
Right.
way it was a good thing because there was a lot of bad going on too in this little town. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So the flood kind of like washed everything away. It was kind of like Noah's Ark out this joke.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I can relate to that. I
So
understand
yeah,
that.
it had some bad things come from it, but it had a lot of good as well. So
Right. Right.
in retrospect, you just have to look at it like, yo, things are meant to happen for a reason, but it made the city itself stronger. So I can
Yeah.
understand that.
Yeah, and honestly, I feel like it was a wake up call for a lot of us, and it just kind of put us on our toes. And I think sometimes we need that in life. Like I said, God bless those that passed during that time. Um, and I really wish them well, and I really hope that their spirits can rest at some point. You know.
Amen. All right, so let's get to the next one. All right. Has your creative journey ever led you to rediscover yourself or purpose in unexpected ways? Then we're
Yeah,
going to talk about your
actually.
collaborations next. That's the part
Okay.
I'm waiting
Well.
to get to.
Yeah.
You want me to
Oh
ask
no,
the
that's
question again?
interesting. Oh no, I got you. I got you. So basically, I would say I didn't even really know it's okay. I have to really kind of tell the backstory of like how I got into what I'm into right now, for it to make sense with the answer I'm gonna give. So I'm gonna briefly just touch on that. So basically, I came here originally doing graphic design. I didn't have experience with the camera. I've only honestly been doing camera work for like 3 years, to be
What
honest with
camera
you.
you use?
Sony A7 IV. We're team Sony over here.
Okay.
Um, yeah, we love so no disrespect to Canon and hey, it get real deep with that. I'm not even gonna go there. I don't wanna know any of my
So
DMs
you don't
today.
like the
I don't
DSL,
want the
John?
smoke. Not too much. You know what I mean? And then we're team DJI over here, Sony and DJI, and we love JBL for our speaker and audio stuff.
Yeah.
Um So that's the main brands we work with. Really trying to get some sponsorships with them going. That'd
I
be
was about
nice.
to say, Jamie trying to get a sponsor out here.
You know, DJI just saying we got the Pocket 2 and 3 and the Mic 3 mics. You know what I'm saying? Come on,
Hey.
just put that out there. But yeah, we love them over here. So no, I just was into graphics, and then because originally it was just me in Hollywood doing Hollywood Pompeii Studios. And like I said, I was helping him with mostly the brand identity and developing that, and he was literally shooting and editing like hundreds of videos a week by himself. I don't know how he did that. So I was like, nah, this has to change. Like, I want to up the tempo and help you out so I could take some of the slack off of you, and then we could really be more successful so it's not so stressful. So I learned, watched a lot of tutorials, made a lot of mistakes. And I sucked at camera work for a very long time. I'm not gonna lie. It was very hard. It was probably the hardest thing for me. And honestly, at one point I didn't think it was for me. I was like, maybe I just don't have the eye for this. Maybe I just don't have the skill set for it. And maybe I should just stick to the graphics. And nah, something struck a chord in me one day. And I was like, no, you're gonna, oh sorry about that. That was Luna. It's okay.
You good?
But yeah, I was like, you know what? No, I'm not a quitter. The Virgo, I can't quit. So I was like, nah, I'm gonna learn this and I'm gonna be really good at it. And I still feel like I could be better, of course, in a lot of areas, but I feel like that's natural. Um, so I just didn't even know that I had such a love for like videography and directing and cinematography and all of those cool things. And it makes me look at movies differently. Like I said, I look at shows differently too these days. I look at everything and I apply it to my work now. Like I dissect everything. I can't just watch anything regularly anymore. And I think
Yeah.
that's a real, it's almost like they gave me a gift by allowing me to do
Critiquing
this
yourself
journey.
is always important, especially when you do video work.
Yeah, you know, so
Yeah.
I'm really honing in on those things because I want to know what is aesthetically pleasing. I want to know why I myself or other people around me find certain things to be aesthetically pleasing, you know, so I could do my job better because I really want to make a name for myself, especially being a woman in this field and being like a part of that scarcity rate, you know what I mean? It's really not that many of us, but I want to be up there with the greats. Yeah.
That's dope. That's definitely dope. All right, so we gonna talk about it. All right, let me get this camera on me real quick.
Okay, cool.
All right. You work with legends
Yes.
like Birdman,
Yes, yes, yes.
Slim, and
Yep.
artists from the Cash Money Records family.
Mm-hmm.
What have those experiences taught you about artistry and legacy?
Ooh, okay. So I feel like I got to live not only my dream, but many people's dream of like obviously working with Cash Money Records. I feel like so many people put that on the bucket list.
Yeah.
And it was something that, you know, maybe once upon a time seemed unachievable, but like I said, once I got here, things shifted into a whole different gear. I learned a lot being around this situation and you know, seeing more of the label side of things and how things really go behind the scenes that a lot of people don't understand. I actually got to play paparazzi for Birdman and Slim when they came down for Essence Fest and stuff. So that was really cool. I got to take pictures of them as they came off of the private jet. Slim was really cool. Birdman was really cool. You know, they're just them. And what you see on the internet is what you get. Like they're really like that. Like they don't do too much talking. They don't talk at all, really, unless it's like they're in, you know, immediate group or something. But they're straight to the point. They be booking it. They're on a mission. So they're very business oriented. So shout out to them because they've done a lot for us in New Orleans and they've paved the way for so many people. And they work really hard. So yeah, that taught me a lot. I just watched people in real time that I saw growing up as a kid. And I'm like, oh my God, this is really them. Like this is really happening. You know what I mean? This is real life. And it's not just through a TV screen anymore. It's not just on a computer screen or a phone. They're really right here in real time, and I'm really experiencing this lifestyle. And I get to film these artists and like shake their hands, and I don't embarrass myself and act like, oh my God, I love you and all this stuff. And I've been watching you my whole life. No, I don't do that. I don't recommend doing that. Please don't do that. For the love of God, if you're a director.
Get him out of here.
Yeah, don't do that. Like, you don't want to do that. Like, even if you have a lot of love for them, because I've met like Kids, one of my favorites. Oh my gosh. Loved him growing up. He's so cool, by the way. A lot of them are super dope. BG's awesome, like super goofy, like oh my god, very, very just the life of the party. Like a lot of these guys are like awesome to be around. They're so fun. They're very down to earth and very respectful, and they make the job very easy. You know what I mean?
So give me a Cash Money story you could share. Give me something you could share.
Let's see.
Whether if it was funny or a moment that y'all all had.
Oh snap! I gotta tell you about. Okay, so it actually happened with the Essence Fest time frame. We were put on a mission to be the paparazzi basically for that time period that they were in town. They were in town for about a week or so, I think, or at least a couple of days. And we had to do their street signing event, and we had to capture them at the hotel. We had to. It was just a mission, but it was really fun. So it was almost like a checklist of things, and I didn't even know, behind the scenes, like I say, you learn a lot more about how paparazzi stuff really works and how all of those moments really happen. But it was cool to be a part of that moment and bring it to life, and still have those pictures to share till this day. But we actually got to be in. How can I put this? Of course, when high profile celebrities come into town, they roll out the stops. Like the police is lined up from here to Canal Street or something. And they don't play security, like everything. Everybody's like all in, and it's almost like the president. You would have thought the president came into town. I think around that time they actually did have Miss Harris was in town. For Essence too, which made it crazy. It was so hectic, but we basically were in the line with the police and everything, and we were following them, and it was storming, and we had to drive, and I had to I had to open up the sunroof of my car, and Hollywood was driving. And I had to stand up and try to get all of this footage on the DJI of Birdman and Slim and everybody riding so that we could have the footage. And it was kind of scary because I didn't want to ruin the camera. And it was raining so heavily. But it was actually really dope. I think I still have some of the videos on my phone actually of that. And then of course we were downtown with them. And it was just really crazy because, like I said, they drive really fast. Like, everything is so fast. And, oh, man, we almost got into so many car accidents being in the detail line, basically. And it was wild. But it was so fun. And it was, really dangerous, but really exciting. And I wouldn't change it for the world. So that was, an experience I'll never forget.
Oh, that's cool. That's definitely cool. Romeo the Band says, really great interview. Very inspirational. Thank you very much. Thank you for watching. And for those just tuning in, I got Hollywood Jamie James with me. We moving and booming. The Pop Podcast, y'all. We here, y'all.
Yeah.
All right, so we are on the 1 hour mark, so we're going to take a quick break, folks, and we'll be right back. Jamie, anything you need to do, get a drink, get a quick snack, something real quick. We'll be back in about 5 minutes, so keep it locked in, folks.
All righty.
BTO. Walks on the beat, fuck you, man. 84 radio, this shit is strictly out the street.
Foolish made this fool.
After the bubbling, wait till the gel up. Whip it together and drop it in water. I got a cookbook full of them recipes showing y'all niggas how to cook that yo. Drop it in Pirates, mixed with the soda. Play at the door, tell them wait, I'm in motion. I'm really serving the fiends, but you stuck in the track, getting money, gotta do what you postin'. I'm really pushing. pushing it, you got a slow start. Boy, that's cat rap, nigga, you don't go hard. Bows in the brake light when I'm about to go far. Bells in the back of the trunk with a scrap in my lap. Can't even count like I ain't been addicted to truck. Cause my life full of moving them pants. We get them in for the low, but the quality fine, so it's time to go fuck up the truck. She like when I'm spitting that hot shit, told her to back up. I ain't no rap, nigga. Too many bricks in the back of the track to be broke. If you ain't getting money, come get some. I ain't got a chop, no toting my pistol. Cause I ain't going down without hitting some. So many scripts I can flip and the prices is drop if the clientele get more than 2 of them. I got a plug and drop it and double it back, but fuck that, I can come my own work. We hit this block with them choppers and double right back on the fuck nigga, put them on a t-shirt. AR-15 and it came with a titty. Spin a little block till the car get dizzy. It'll be weird if them choppers won't with me. Fool in the studio toting that glizzy, you supposed to be after the bubble and wait till it gel up. Whip it together and drop it in water. I got a cookbook full of them recipes showing y'all niggas how to cook that yoga. Drop it in Pyrex, mix with the soda. Play at the door, tell them wait, I'm in motion. I'm really serving the fiend, but you stuck in the track, getting money, gotta do what you post. I'm really pushing it, you got a slow start. Boy, that's cat rap, nigga, you don't go hard. Bows in the brake light when I'm about to go far. Bells in the back of the trunk with a scrap in my lap. Can't even count like I ain't been addicted to truck. Cause my life full of moving them pants. We get them in for the low, but the quality fine, so it's time to go fuck up the truck.
Get them in for the low. They go to BR, they go and they go. 100 pounds up in 40 hours. My little cousin Duke like go get more. Cocaine in the gas tank, got a Monte Carlo in the 64. Microwave got a nigga paid. I was losing shake on that fucking stove. No cap. Family addicted to pay, but sell you a bold. A whole lot of motion, show your devotion. Nigga gon' bless you, play with the pack. Nigga gon' stretch. I had to do what I was supposed to. I was losing hope. I roll her back with perfect nigga, but you should see a nigga cook some dope. Huncho, bitch like Griselda Blanco. Take that pack, I hang you from a bridge, bitch, Chapo. No time to get dapped, cause I got a pack in the bag. Blunt in my mouth and a strap in my lap. A bitch on the way with some clothes she stole, and my niggas got money for bows.
After the bubble and wait till it gel up. Whip it together and drop it in water. I got a cookbook full of them recipes showing y'all niggas how to cook that yo. Drop it in Pyrex, mix with the soda. Play at the door, tell them wait, I'm in motion. I'm really serving the fiend, but you stuck in the track, getting money, gotta do what you post. I'm really pushing it, you got a slow start. Boy, that's cat rap, nigga, you don't go hard. Bows in the brake light when I'm about to go far. Bells in the back of the trunk with a scrap in my lap. Can't even count like I ain't been addicted to truck. Cause my life full of moving them pants. We get them in for the low, but the quality fine, so it's time to go fuck up the trap. Fuck it up, man.
Boosted bad ass nigga.
Hot shit. I ain't no rap, nigga.
Yes, sir.
These niggas gotta do what they posted, man.
Long live road runner from Boosted bad ass boy. Brother holding it down for you 100. Look out it, watch it from the sky. Yeah.
Astronauts report it feels good.
Oh man, that is curry. What did I do last night?
Woke up, broken in the motherfucker, looking in the mirror, wanna throw up. Kill a couple bodies, spend about $1, bottom like so what? Don't believe, just watch like a E-line rocket, I'ma go up. Watch me blow up. Woke up, broken in the motherfucker, looking in the mirror, wanna throw up. Kill a couple bodies, spend about $1, bottom like so what? Don't believe, just watch like a E-line rocket, I'ma go up. Watch me blow up. Man, I ain't never been poor, but I might have been broke with a killer hangover, the vitamin store. Like what I did last night, but now no. Man, I tell you this here, man, I drink no more. Now I smoke no more, and I fuck that whore. But maybe I dare, who that in my bed? Looking like a gram, and it must have been a man. Call an ambulance, I can't feel my leg. Don't feel that walk, didn't see my walk. Gon' see me on floor like a scene I dog. Try to find my shit, and in no time spent. Got 30 minutes call, promoters on my leg. Like Monday, moolah, be your mommy like a hula. Bust a few maneuvers, now they war, I'ma do it. I'ma do it. Another door, another corner like a hornet, but I'm no longer selling them blocks or E. Locked in engineer, slinging Spotify dreams. Cost 5,000 cents, wanna take my pick. Got a diarrhea, flow talk, content shit. I'm a ostrich hitch, cause I got a lot of neck. White middle age, when I dig around like I'm a net. But I taste like Skittle, what's a Jacob with a kitty in the middle, got me spending on my bread. Woke up, broken in the motherfucker, looking in the mirror, wanna throw up. Kill a couple bodies, spend about $1, bottom like so what? Don't believe, just watch like a E-line rocket, I'ma go up. Watch me blow up. Woke up, broken in the motherfucker, looking in the mirror, wanna throw up. Kill a couple bodies, spend about $1, bottom like so what? Don't believe, just watch like a E-line rocket, I'ma go up. Watch me blow up.
like so what? Don't believe, just watch like a heal out, rocket I'ma go up. Watch me blow up.
Just kind of marinate because I never let it.
We are back, y'all.
Hey, hey.
All right. Sitting here with the Queen, Hollywood Jamie James.
Hey, hey.
We here. All right. So, how you feeling? How you feeling? You good?
Good. Yeah.
You like those visuals?
This is a really, really, really cool interview, so I'm excited.
I'm glad. I'm glad. All right. So let's get back into it. Folks, for those that never heard the songs, that was BTM Key, Go Hard, down here in 41 where I'm at, with Bootsy Badass, and your boy Loco, out in Boston, going in. You know what I mean? So, how do you approach collaboration? Especially when working with artists who have different creative energies or visions.
Ooh, that's a good question. So originally, I always kind of preface the situation a certain way because we have a lot of artists that come in and they give us total creative freedom. Like they actually would enjoy it more if we came up with the concept. Because sometimes they don't have an idea or they might not trust their idea as much. And then of course there are artists where they're very adamant about what they want to do and they already kind of have a game plan for everything. In terms of like the project overall, and they mapped out everything. Like there are some artists that really know what they want. And I enjoy both actually. So it
Okay.
yeah, it's different. I don't really mind if an artist doesn't know what they want to do. I come up with a lot of concepts on a daily for the videos that we shoot on a regular basis. So that's not really a problem. But I do enjoy also when the artist has some idea of what they want, because at least I can kind of be sure that it's something you're going to enjoy. And you know what I mean? That you'll really have fun and you'll put your all into it, because I feel like when it's something that they've thought about and it kind of marinated on their mind, the energy is different. You know what I mean? Because it's their concept. It's something that they feel really inspired by. But it's also my job to still swing them my way if they don't have an idea too. Where it's like, okay, I still need to inspire you. I still need to get the same energy as if you came up with the concept yourself. I still need you to be all in and be focused and really get your head in the game, basically, because the energy makes the whole project. If the energy isn't there, it's not gonna matter what angles I'm shooting or what concepts I have. You know what I mean? Everybody has to be on the same accord.
Oh yeah, I think that makes it important, to be on the
Yeah.
same accord, because if you're on the same accord, the chemistry comes out better.
Yes. Yes.
So, what would you? Hold on one second.
Okay.
Let
No
me
problem.
switch it. What would you say are some do's and don'ts when it comes to being a video director? Give those that just picked up a camera and they just want to just get out there and they think they know it all, but they just want to, get it done, but they just don't know what they're doing for real, for real. Give them some gems that could really help them flourish.
Okay, cool. This is actually a really good question. Because I've had some students come up under me that are now amazing. Shout out to T Honesty. He's one of my really good students that I taught with videography and stuff. He's killing it. But I would say from the amount of mistakes I made, Jesus Christ, really learn the camera. First and foremost, a lot of that might be tedious in some ways, but the more you know about the camera, the better. It's going to help you in hindsight when it comes to creating certain concepts, because there are certain things you need to do with the camera to get a certain vision across, or you just need to be on your toes with everything, because you never know sometimes how clients are going to put you on the spot. I've been put on the spot in so many different scenarios with being on set. And you just never really know what curveballs are gonna happen. And it is okay if when you're first starting out, you don't really feel like you know what you're doing too much. Like, just give yourself grace. Like, really take your time. Don't rush it. Like, don't think you're gonna be Cole Bennett in the next hour. Like, that's not how that works. And I would say that was one of the biggest mistakes I ever made, was like pushing myself too fast, too hard. Like, if I had slowed down a little bit and not been such a perfectionist in the very beginning, and giving myself grace to make mistakes and understand that I'm learning and I'm a student of this thing, I feel like the process would have been a lot better. I wouldn't have been as stressed. And there will be stressful situations. There are going to be times where you may not know what you're doing and you have to come up with stuff on the fly. In the very beginning, that was me a lot of the time. And I'm talking about, I was shooting like 10 videos back to back a day. Drinking energy drinks in between shoots, running to the bathroom when I can, and like really getting it done. And granted, I worked like Monday through Sunday. Like, because I had heard this quote that you have to have at least like 10,000 hours in the game to really master your craft. And I'm nowhere near there, but I put a lot of work in. Like, I didn't take any days off, and I'm not saying by any means do what I did. That's why I said I was doing the extremities. Like, I was really extreme with like learning this stuff, because in my head I wanted to be that great. And I felt like, and I could be wrong, I felt like, and kind of still do in certain aspects, feel like as a woman I have to work 10 times harder than a man, because there are instances where if I'm being honest, certain clients don't take me seriously because it's a girl shooting their video, you know what I mean? And it's like, no, go get me a man. And it's like, no sir, actually, they trust me on this, and I'm actually one of the top directors of this space, and a lot of people love my work. I can show you my work, and just trust the process. I got you. And I tell you, every time I've ever encountered that, people come out loving me every time. The reviews are always great. The chemistry is always good. People, they kind of backtrack and they're like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry about that in the beginning. It's just, and I get it. They're more familiar with men being behind the lens. I get that. I'm not mad at anybody. So it's new for everybody a lot of the time. And they're probably thinking, oh, you're gonna take some pictures or give me some BTS or something. And it's like, no, I'm gonna shoot your video. So it's just like, it's kind of fun though for me, because I get to prove myself and I get to challenge myself too. And
You know
that's
what?
something. I'm sorry.
Oh no, go ahead. Continue. Finish your
I
thought, and then I'll say what I need to say.
Okay, I was just gonna say, like, that point was kind of specifically for women out there who want to do this, because I actually had a girl come up to me. Shout out to Unique Films. Hope she's still doing videography. She had come to one of our events like a year or two ago, and she was like, oh my gosh, Jamie, like, I love your work. I love what you're doing. Like, continue to do what you do, because you inspired me to pick up the camera. And I was like, wait, what? You know what I mean? So for the women out there who might be a little scared, because it's like, it's a very male dominated industry, I would say don't be afraid of that. And it's not as bad as you would think. Like, of course, like I said, there are going to be moments where people kind of treat you a certain way based on your gender, but don't let that get in your head. Overall, male or female, just do what you got to do. Don't let anything intimidate you. um be adamant about what you're going to do on set. Like, really be adamant and let people know, like, hey, as a videographer, this is what I'm doing. These are my kind of like policies that I go by. Like, if you have a company or whatever, like, be adamant about that. Like, stand your ground. Because, and then this is not to be, mean towards the clients or anything. Sometimes they will try to get over on you with prices. They will try to get over on you with scenes. They will try to get over on you with concepts. They will try to do whatever they can. Whatever you allow them to do, they will try it. And that's not
Prices
everybody.
are price. Y'all heard that.
Right.
Straight like
You
that.
know what I mean?
And to be honest with y'all, she ain't even knocking y'all over the head all crazy with the price in the first place. So why you trying lowball when she already charging y'all for the look? I had to make that face real quick. Had to get
And
the
that has
serious like
happened,
she's
you know.
charging y'all.
It just is crazy out here. But I'm sorry, I know you wanted to say something too.
Yeah. So what I wanted to say was I was like that when I got that video that just came out done.
Okay.
Like, yo, send me the BTS. Where the BTS? And he like, all right, hold up. And now I understand why he was doing that because he didn't want to let too much out.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and then people already have the idea of the concept. So
Yeah.
it's very important to not release too much BTS.
Yes.
And I
yes.
understand why y'all do that now. But I didn't at first because the last person when I did a video, he gave it all to me. Like
And there are certain instances where that I feel like that's okay too. You know what I mean? I feel like you just really have to gauge it, and that kind of goes with the rollout and the artist. You got to gauge the artist. You got to know what's best for them, what's in their best interest, even if they may not, like you said, necessarily understand what you're trying to do for them. Or you might see something they can't see because you're being experienced in the field. And you just got to find that middle ground. You just got to like really approach the artist a certain way and not come across as like trying to intimidate the situation and like make it feel like they don't know what they're doing. Like that's the worst thing to do. Like just kind of suggest some things and put things out there and kind of share what you've seen and what you've experienced doing this personally and what works, you know what I mean? And I like to give them references when I'm always like coming to them with that sort of thought process. I let them know like, hey, as you can see, so and so is highly successful because they've done A, B, C, and D. So I think we should kind of just trust the process. Patience is the key for artists out there. I just want to put that out. PSA. Patience is the key. You don't have to rush. Don't put down 10,000 videos in one day. Don't do that. That doesn't make
yeah,
sense. You know what I mean? Take your time, but don't take too much time. But be smart about your releases, be smart about your rollouts, really hone in on your branding is so important because I specialize in brand identity. So like logos, even how you look, does it make sense? Are you gonna be the same person as an artist that you are as a regular person? Because there are certain instances where certain people are different people outside of their work, you know what I mean? And
yeah,
then some people, they're like, no, this is me as the artist and the person. I'm the same way, either way.
yeah,
And that's
yeah,
cool too. But you got to know how to differentiate that. You got to know what's working best for you in that scenario. Can you
yeah,
separate the two, the artist and the person, or do you want them to be one? And that's something you
yeah.
really got to like understand for yourself. And I don't think anybody can necessarily make that decision for you. You just have to know what feels organically right for
For
you and
you.
then
Yeah.
go from there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we was talking about off camera. How, even as myself as an artist, we was talking about, that I
Yeah.
do activism, but I also got another side to me. You know what I'm
Right. You
saying?
get what I'm saying?
So yeah, I agree with you there 1000%. All right, so here's the next question. Right, here we go. What's No, I'm gonna save that question.
Gotcha.
You helped a lot of emerging artists, right?
Yes.
How do you decide who to work with and what draws you to their energy?
Honestly, okay, it kind of just really stems from our mission statement overall. Because we're located in Kenner, Louisiana. We mainly service like a lot of New Orleans, Kenner, obviously Metairie. We even go out to like Lafayette. We go to Baton Rouge. Like we have so many different demographics down here. We have people that come from Mississippi to see us. Our mission statement is really helping the community. Like that's why our pricing is the way it is. And I know that is like probably blasphemous, and we've gotten a lot of slack for that too. Don't think we haven't. We definitely have for our price ranges and stuff. But we are really pioneering something totally different from other people. And it's not to like make people uncomfortable, because I know a lot of people, they get really mad at our prices because it's like, that's not how videography is. And it's like, well, the times are changing. we're changing the rules. You know what I mean? We've changed them. It's over. Like we got people in Atlanta doing $100 videos for Christ's sake. Like we've inspired a lot of people to do a lot of different things.
Yeah.
And like that's just what we specialize in, like servicing the community. Like our demographic is well, it's kind of shifting as we go, and it's going to shift, and people are gonna have to understand that yes, we will be upping our prices at certain a certain point as we get up, but for the time being it's still that we really want to give people a chance to live their dream. You know what I mean? That's why the
Yeah.
pricing is so low. We don't sacrifice the quality. I think that gets a lot of that's the miscommunication there sometimes.
Yeah.
With a little bit of the artists that come through, like they're a little hesitant at first, because they're like, there's no way you're gonna give me a top quality video for $100, and then when they get it they're like, oh wow, that's a thing. And you know what I
They
mean?
need
And
to
I
YouTube you first. We live in a world where YouTube is free 99.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what I mean? So it's just like I think it kind of strikes people as odd at first, but then once they understand what comes with that, they're like, okay, I can trust you guys. Y'all not y'all people thought it was like a scam at first. Like there's no way y'all are doing those prices for that. And I know it's a game changer. It's something very strange these days, but it works for us. That's what makes us us. You know what I mean? And we've sacrificed a lot doing this. I'm not gonna lie, because like I said, Monday through Sunday we do this. And a lot of us have sacrificed. Like a lot of our team has moved, from different states to live here full time, and it's just like it's a lot that goes into this, or moving from a different city just to be here now, and having to kind of take time away from family and friends, and people have sacrificed a lot to really put this company first, and it's a lot of hard work that goes into it, but yeah.
Yeah, I can appreciate the mission, because you're
Yeah.
helping out so many young folks
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
without the price that you're charging, couldn't afford it. And like
Yeah.
you said, you're helping them get their dreams up. So I commend you for that. I think that's awesome.
Thank
And
you.
yeah, that's cool.
But you
You
know what
know,
makes it worth it for me? I actually had I've had a couple of people cry when they come in here too. Like they get so overwhelmed by it. They're like, no, like you guys are really doing this for the community. Like, thank you for doing it, because without you, like I get a lot of people that have shot their very first music video because now they can afford it, like you said. And like I said, it's brought some people to tears, and I was kind of shocked by that, because I'm like, dang, we're really doing a lot for people, and like people really value that. So I really uh want to, like, send my gratitude to those who have really invested in our company since day one. We have a lot of day ones that are still rocking with us since the very beginning of the building, when we had nothing. It was bare walls, ugly hospital blue walls that I despise. And if you know what I'm talking about. And we've come a long day from the hospital walls, and we this thing is just amazing now.
you think you
um
can get the folks a little virtual tour?
yeah, definitely. Let
Give
me
them a
take it
little
off the chat.
virtual tour so they can see. They might want to take a trip to the NO and get their video shot.
For sure. So this is the front area. This is our desk, where we all hang out in the front. When you walk in, and you'll see a
Popping.
lot of graffiti in the space, of course. Of course, that's where you see the windows and all that good stuff, the front doors and all that. We're actually doing a restaurant gig upstairs. This is the hallway. We're kind of shutting down for the day for the most part.
Oh,
Taking
that's
it through
cool.
Vivid
And
Vandal
people
Art
can get
Gallery.
videos shot just in there.
Yeah, we shoot in the bathroom as well. We shot
Oh,
so many
that's cool.
videos in the bathroom. We have like this really cool orange lighting in here. Hollywood is a graffiti writer. He's from New York. So that's where all of the graffiti comes from. Because a lot of people come through and they're like, why so much graffiti, and where does that stem from? That's more of his roots that he brought to New
But
Orleans
that's
with
a
him.
part of one of the biggest aspects of hip hop. If they don't know, they need to get
Yes.
acquainted with hip hop. A lot of people, they do music, but don't know the real art behind it. Oh, that's fine.
Yeah, we got a lot of amazing artists from all over the country who've come and tagged up the space, you know what I mean? And it's been like a really cool adventure so far.
So what's the artist that you enjoyed really working with in this space?
Um, let's see. Oh, from like clients and whatnot.
Yeah. Or, mainstream artists, whatever,
Um, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna have to shout out one of my faves, Kid, because he's so funny, man. You know what I mean? Kid is a
Kid
character,
had that
man.
work.
Yes, shout out to Kid and onsite Dita. He's super fun to work with as well. Because
Okay.
he's crazy as hell. Shout out to Dita. Um, that's like our family. You know what I mean?
I
Him and
hope y'all
Hollywood are
paying
like best
attention,
friends.
folks, because she's still showing y'all.
Oh yeah. And this is the Cash 4 piece. That's one of my favorites, honestly. And we're gonna build up there and all that cool stuff. Oh, he started doing some new stuff up there too. And then the
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
floors, real hip hop stuff. We actually had Mac from No Limit in here. He's coming out with this really cool music video that I can't really tell too much about. That involves Red Testarossa. I'll put it that way. And Diesel, who helped with the Carter, I believe it's the Carter 3, the Carter 2. He did all kind of stuff for Chris Brown and all that. They did some stuff together for that song and that video. And it was really dope working on that project. So that should be coming out soon. But like I said, I can't say too much about the project. But yeah.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
And
Thank
then
you
we
for
had two
taking us on
recording
a tour.
studios. Of course.
Let
me just fix
y'all just
this.
had a little virtual tour with Jamie James, folks.
Let's see. Back right here. Okay.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. It looks great. I
Yes.
definitely I want to come down to New Orleans anyway and visit my friend Don Cook that I was telling you
Gotcha.
about.
Yeah, you definitely gotta come down to the space then.
Yeah, when I come down, we gonna link.
Yeah.
We definitely gonna link.
We're right by the airport, by the way, too. Like literally 2 minutes away from the airport.
Oh, that's fine.
So that's kind of the convenience as well for those who want to come in from out of town. We do service artists from out of town as well, not just locally. And then we do travel within reason. Of course, there are fees involved with that. But yeah, we do come out to artists as well, depending on where they are. And like, of course, the budget and everything, we'll work all that out. But yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Y'all definitely work with the artists for real.
Yeah, we don't play. We're budget friendly, but like I said, to an extent, we gotta be reasonable.
Yeah,
So.
it gotta benefit y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it just has to make sense for everybody. That's all. But for the most part, we're in it for the artists. Really, like we're not even in it for the money. I can't even say it that. And that there's nothing wrong with that for those who are. That's fine. A lot of people have a lot of families and mouths to feed, and I get that.
Yeah. But let's be
And
clear, the money come, y'all.
it
Money
definitely
definitely come.
does, because when you sacrifice, I'm telling you, like I know it's all worth it. Because I used to pray for times like this where it looked like this in my head, and
Yeah.
it's finally here, you know?
You got me thinking about the Meek Mill song.
Yeah. You know what's so funny? Oh my God. The fact that you said that, I literally, that's my biggest joke in this, the building. I always put that song on and everybody just laughs at me because I'm like, yo, like, that's my favorite line. I used to pray for times like
Sound
this.
like
You
this.
know what I mean?
Sound like this.
Yeah, so that's real. Like, shout out to him for
Yeah.
that song, because that I resonate
Shout out
with
to
that
me.
heavy
Hometown,
these
Philly.
days. You know?
All right. So you're a strong mental health advocate.
Yes.
Especially for people in creative and marginalized spaces.
Yes.
What motivated you to speak out so boldly about it?
So basically, I actually had a background. It was around the same time period and actually a little bit before the celebrity boxing stuff. I actually used to do a mental health podcast. I did my own some time before that. My very first one was called You Are Not Alone, I'm Here With You. And that was more touching on it's gonna get a little sensitive. I don't know if I can say certain words per se, but unaliving situations, I'll put it
Yeah,
that way.
I
Um,
understand.
it dealt a lot with that because I know that was one of the main things that kind of creates that process is feeling like you're alone, nobody understands you. So that was my whole concept for that. And then I'm a big XXX fan as well. Like I'm not gonna lie, he inspired my mental health path a lot because his whole, his branding was mental health. That's mainly what he talked about in all of his music.
Yeah.
So I thought that was like super cool. And then it's like I always wanted to see an artist that looked like me and made that type of music. So it was really cool to see that and be around that for the short period that he was. Um, but yeah, so I basically just dived headfirst into the mental health stuff. I started a YouTube channel simply for that because I had like this really bad near death experience when I was like 25 and it just like shook my world up and I just kind of came back as a different person. And that I'm not saying that like that, like I mean literally just that. Like
You care to share what it was a bit?
so I had like a fibroid that I had to get removed, and I almost died, to be honest. Like it was that bad. But they were able to remove it, and yeah, they like cut me wide open. There was a lot of that. I had to recover. I had to like kind of
A lot of
almost learn
mental
how to walk
anguish. I know
around
what it's like to
again.
be cut open. I had to get my head cut
Yeah.
open. The whole
Ooh,
thing.
Lord. That was I know you can understand that's a
I
process like
can.
that.
Yeah, it's a big process. And
That was
mentally
scary.
it's very hard to deal with. The
Yes, it was
recovery.
a very, especially, in your 20s you think you're larger than life. You know what I mean? You think you're invincible in a sense, like you
Hmm.
just feel like nothing can happen to you. You're untouchable and it's like that's not real, you know? And I was humbled really quickly with that experience, I'll say. And for some reason I came back with an enormous amount of empathy to where I became like an empath. And I wasn't before. I'm not gonna lie. I did not care about a lot of things that I care about now. And it's not even
I
by
can relate.
choice per se. Yeah. It's not, you know what I mean? It's not even by choice. It's just now this is you.
God made you that way. He did that for
Yes.
his purpose.
And this is your mission now, and you just got to go on this journey. And it was like that was my, like, I literally would get that, those downloads, I call them, I call them divine downloads. Like, sometimes God is trying to talk to you and get you purposeful, and you just got to listen. And at first I was like, I don't know how to talk to people. Like I could never do this back then. Like at 24 I was so, my anxiety was so bad. I still have chronic anxiety, but I'm more comfortable with this because I've made myself do it for so long. So
Yeah.
talking is like, I love talking now. Back then, I was stutter so bad. I had a lot of speech issues. It was just really bad, and I just was. It embarrassed me so much back then, because of my anxiety. But I fought through that because I've always had this mission in mind, and I still want to continue on that mission of saving people. Because unfortunately, I lost a really great friend of mine. Like I want to say maybe like 5 or 6 years ago now, due to her unaliving herself. Um, and she was a mental health advocate as well, which is why I was so distraught by it
Yeah.
because she was the life of the party. You know what I mean? Always smiling, always laughing, always just so happy on the outside, or she was masking really.
Yeah.
And I get really mad at myself about it because I couldn't see it and I didn't know. And I feel like I didn't take it seriously as I should, as serious as I should, because I was in my 20s. And like I said, I was hard headed. I was living life. I was in a relationship at the time and I was all invested in that person. And that was a whole different thing where I was going through it mentally because of them. And it was just crazy. And I couldn't cater to my friend the way I should have. And that's what really shifted the gear of like doing a podcast and all that. And then I started doing this morning show podcast. And it was like I would come up with different topics every day and I would like do it every day at like 8 o'clock in the morning. And a
Oh,
lot of
that's
people
cool.
tuned in. And I did that for like 3 years. I saved a lot of people doing that. A lot of people told me their stories. A lot of people felt like I gave them life again, and I was like, oh my god, like this is something I really want to do. So I definitely want to get into public speaking at some point in life and like do a lot of
Me too.
motivational stuff. And I want to be on TED Talk one day if they'll have me. That's really my goal as
Yeah,
well.
I definitely appreciate what you do out here. And a
Thank
lot
you.
of people, a lot of times, they think. I said thinks. A lot of times they think. I was sounding like an Italian gangster for a second. Yeah, they thinks. Yeah.
I feel it though. I know what I know what
But
you
nah,
mean.
a lot of the time people think that, this podcast thing is for validation
No.
or searching for somebody to say, yeah, you did your big one. And it's not even about that for real,
No.
This is about reaching out to those that need to hear someone's story so they can relate and they can feel better about the things they go through.
Exactly.
So yeah, I commend you for that, and I think being an empath plays a big part,
Definitely.
because just like you, I can relate. I was a person that didn't really feel anything. I wasn't listening to what nobody else was going through. I was going through my own thing.
Right.
So it takes experiences to happen for us to, see things differently and change.
Yes.
And that's a part of life, but it's also a part of growth. But you have to make the decision to grow. So I think that's pretty dope of you.
Thank you. And I also wanted to share a little bit of something else too. It's really sensitive for me, but I'm an open book with this stuff, and I'm hoping it might help somebody out there because there might be somebody who has the same disorder and they might get inspired to do what they really love and not get discouraged because of it. I also was diagnosed with borderline personality disorder, or BPD as they call it.
Okay.
And also bipolar disorder too,
Okay.
type 2. So both of those, unfortunately. But so there are times where I really struggle with myself mentally, and I'm not gonna lie, there were time frames where I did put a lot online due to my disorders and stuff, and I was very vocal. And people in New Orleans know me for that. They definitely know me for the mental health stuff, and not necessarily the best way. And I understand that, but I'm just being raw right now. Like sometimes you're gonna hit rock bottom. And sometimes you're gonna go through really hardcore moments. I've experienced a lot in this industry. A lot of unfortunate things have happened, and I don't want to get too much into those things necessarily, because it happened away from here. It was on a trip, but I don't want to get too much into that.
Yeah, sure.
But things do happen, and I thought I just lost my spark at some point because I went up so fast, and then that situation happened, and then I kind of just lost myself, and I'm still regaining myself again. And the BPD doesn't necessarily make it any easier. I struggle with that a lot daily. And a lot of people who have it can say the same thing. Like it's just the thoughts and the way we're so impulsive sometimes. And but what's so funny about it is I feel like a lot of the time my BPD has inspired some of my best videos too, because of how much I overthink, or
Creativity.
how far
Yeah.
out my brain goes, and how much I care about people, because it's a disorder that deals with being extreme. So I could either be extremely happy or extremely depressed, or it's just extreme everything. So that's why I work so hard. That's how I was able to it's a funny story that I have too, regarding that, and it's because of my BPD I was able to get that done. I edited 67 videos in 3 days because I
That's
was
what
challenged.
Hollywood Pompeii was talking about in the
He
clip,
said
I
a
think.
week. He said a week, and it wasn't a week. It was
It
3
was,
days. He said that.
he said you knocked those videos out so quick, and they all were high quality. And he was like,
Yeah.
the look on his face, he was so sincere.
Yeah.
And I believe it.
It's just he
Um,
gotta stop telling people a week. It was 3 days because I remember I did 20 something each day. I counted because I'm a nerd. I was like, no. I gotta do 20, 23 on this day and 20 on this day, and I can afford to do like 19 and 20 on this day. So you know what I mean? Like I am. But no. Shout out to Hollywood for that. But it was due to the BPD that I did that. Honestly, if I'm being real, because we're so extreme with everything that it's like once I'm in something, it's like tunnel vision. I'm on go, and that's not necessarily the healthiest thing. I don't recommend doing 67 in 3 days. I'm not saying go do that, but I'm saying if you love it, hey, if you want to challenge yourself, just make sure you're being healthy and you're being safe. Like don't push yourself over the edge or anything, because I did
yeah.
that a lot. Due to my disorder, I've done that a lot. Like I'll push myself to the edge, and I sometimes I don't understand limits, and like I said, giving yourself grace and stuff like that. So for anyone that does struggle with bipolar disorder, or BPD or schizophrenia or anything, you know what I mean, a lot of those
Yeah.
disorders are frowned upon. There's a big stigma. A lot of people like, oh, I don't want to work with people like that, or I don't want to service people like that, you know, with psychiatrists and all that stuff. It's
Listen,
a
I
little tough.
understand.
Yeah, so it's a tough road, and
I go
sometimes it
through
makes
that
you feel
too.
like you're insane, you know, and that's not true. Like your brain just thinks differently. Like your brain, the chemical balance is different, but
You see things different too. You
yeah,
know,
and
and people
that
don't
that's just
understand
straight.
that. I was diagnosed with PTSD and
Okay.
schizophrenia from getting
Okay.
shot in the head. So
Oh wow. Okay,
I
so you
understand.
really understand that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I really understand. This is what how the pot came to life. You
Oh
know,
wow.
I have
Yo,
an
this is so cool
understanding
then.
of people
Yeah.
that feel this way because I'm one of those people. You know,
Wow, yo,
so
that really
yeah,
inspired me. You see what I'm saying? You never know.
yeah,
If you never put it out there, people never know.
yeah,
That is actually really cool. Like it was already cool, but wow, like that just put it in a whole different perspective for me. But
yeah.
yeah, as you guys can see, you know, you can relate with that as well. You know, like don't let a stigma stop you from doing what you want to do.
Push
Don't
on.
believe the stigma. Don't even feed into it because it
That's
doesn't
right.
apply to you. You are you, disorder or not. Mental issue, whatever, however you want to put it, or not, that doesn't matter. Like that doesn't make you a less any less of a person, and then it doesn't take anything away from you, and it doesn't make, because sometimes I get in my head and I'm like, oh, maybe I'm so far back because of that, and it's like, no, you just got to give yourself
Sometimes it's
grace.
you being in your head. Like you
Yeah.
just said. And I can relate to that as well. Sometimes
Right.
overthinking can be a bad thing.
Ooh, yes, don't think too hard.
All right, we got a few minutes left, so I want to try to get these last few questions out.
Gotcha.
You often talk about building bridges and uplifting creatives.
Yes.
What does community mean to you?
Oh, that's a really good question. So I'm really big on talking to people and getting to know each other, and like I have this idea that we weren't any of us we're not created to be alone. Like I feel like there's somebody for everybody, whether it be a friend, a relationship, whatever. Like somebody's always gonna be there to be a guide for you in some way, because I don't feel like God is just gonna let us go astray like that. And I've always kind of been that person for people, and I feel like that's what gives the community aspect of it, is being that shoulder to lean on, being that listening ear, being that voice of reason sometimes to get people out of trouble and keep people on the right track, because I feel like that's what being a group is all about. None of
That's
us can
right.
afford to fail. You know what I mean? I can't let you slide because you're not gonna let me slide. Don't let up on me either. You know what I mean? Hold me accountable just like I'm gonna hold you accountable, because that's the only way we're gonna still be a team and grow and damn near be a family and get to where we need to be. You know what I mean? And that's what keeps us alive, really, is the fact that we care about each other and we look out for each other and we're there for each other. And that's what community means to me. Like you care about your people, you check in on your people, you're there for your people, whether it be physically, spiritually, mentally, financially, even sometimes. Like, yes, like that is okay to do. You know what I mean? That doesn't make you weak for doing that. It's okay to care. It's just kind of monitor it and be balanced. I'll just put it that way. But yeah, that's the kind of what community means to me. Just that togetherness and being out there and being like I said, someone for everyone around.
Everyone.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
yeah.
I commend you. Like you're awesome. You're a rock star.
Thank you.
Caring about people is definitely important. You feel me? And
Yes.
although we go through the things that we go through, caring about people is more important. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
I really believe, and a lot of people might look at me weird for that. Like, yo, how you be saying what you be saying in the bars? Oh, don't get it misconstrued. Just because I want to help people don't mean I'm a doormat either. Like,
no.
let's be clear. You know
That's
what
the
I'm
balance,
saying? So that's where that comes from. That comes from life experiences as well.
Yes.
So, I think that's awesome that you out here not just talking about it, you being about it.
Yes.
And that's fire.
Thank you.
All right. So what does legacy look like for Hollywood Jamie James?
Ooh, legacy. Oh man, that is such a powerful word for me. I've always wanted to have a legacy. That's something since I was like a little girl, I've always cared about that. Um, for me, I feel like I want to be known as someone that was there for everyone. That's big to me. Like, I don't like the idea of anybody feeling like they're alone. I don't like people feeling like outsiders or outcasts or ostracizing people because I was ostracized for like the majority of my life, really. Until like I found this and I finally felt like I belonged somewhere. And I think that's important. I want to be known for giving people that sense of belonging. I want to uplift men and women. Um, and I want to be a form of light to people. You know what I mean? I want when people think of me, I want them to be excited. I want them to be happy. I want them to say like, wow, she really cared about people and she put it all out there. Like she didn't stop. Like she didn't have any limits. Like she really wanted us all to be alive and be thriving, and saving people really matters to me. You know what I mean? Like I said, due to losing my friend, I take that very seriously. Like I don't play around with that. Like suicide awareness means a lot to me. Um, I want to, be known for doing things for the kids and just everyone. You know what I mean? I want to be somebody that really put it all on the line for a better tomorrow, for mental health. I want to take down a lot of those stigmas. I want to rewrite entirely how people think about mental health, especially in our community, as minorities. You know what I mean? That's very important to me. And for
Yeah.
men to be able to express themselves freely without feeling a certain type of way or being made fun of. Like, I just want to change so much, you know what I mean? Because those are very sensitive topics. And it's just like, it really breaks me down to see that in the world, that a lot of people feel so shameful of how they are and who they are and how they feel and the thoughts they have. Like, I guarantee you, there are so many people out there that think the same things you think, that say the same things to themselves, whether it be good or bad. And you're not weird in the slightest. I don't want anybody to ever feel like they're weird. Like, I want everybody to just embrace themselves, and I just want to make people feel like they matter. I think that's just kind of to summarize it all. However I can do that, I want
Yeah.
to make sure people know how much they matter and like how purposeful they are. Nobody's an accident on this earth. Everybody plays a role, and you never
That's right.
know how you're gonna change somebody's life or what you could do for somebody. And I'm pretty sure there's so many people that are happy that you exist. You know what I mean? And I think the way I think about that is because of my friend. Like, she's always in my mind, and I just wish she understood how much she mattered to people.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't want to get too much into that. But that's my idea of legacy.
All right. I got 4 quick questions for you. We got a few minutes before we off.
Okay,
And
cool,
this is
cool,
my
cool.
I call it rapid fire.
Ooh,
So
ooh, all right, all right.
it's one of those ones where you don't get too much time to think about it. You just gotta go.
Oh no. Okay, okay, okay. I
Are
can
you
do it. I can
ready?
do it.
Favorite spot in New Orleans to feel inspired?
Probably the City Park. How you doing?
All right. A motto or lyric that keeps you motivated?
It's okay to not be okay, but it will be okay. That's kind of my own quote that I made it a long time ago, actually. Funny story.
Okay. One artist, dead or alive, you'd love to collaborate with?
XXX Tentacion.
Okay. Your creative superpower in one word?
Empathy.
Okay. Coffee, tea, or something stronger while you work?
An energy drink for sure. Yeah. Every day.
Hey, we got to do that quick.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, we got to do that quick. We definitely got to do that quick.
I was on my toes for that. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's definitely a round of applause for that.
That is crazy. I had to think. I was like, oh my gosh. Like the first answer caught me through me for a loop. I was like, shoot. Because there's so many great spots, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you definitely did good though.
Thank you.
I want to say thank you for coming. You definitely did your thing out here. I got one more question, and this is the question that I ask all of my guests.
Okay.
If it's one thing life has taught you, what is that and why?
I feel like sometimes what you think is not always reality, or how you may see something. Perception is not always reality. Things aren't always what they seem. So things could look one way, but that doesn't mean it's true. And I feel like that's gonna help a lot of people because it helps me every day. Because sometimes we kind of get in our heads and we think a certain way about ourselves, and that's not the truth. Or we think something about our friends, family, or people we're inspired by, and it may not necessarily be true, and that could be good or bad. But I feel like you need to get experience. Experience is going to be the best teacher. Instead of assuming, go through it and learn about it before you assume. That's why I said things may not always be what they seem, because you kind of make an assumption and then you make a call to action based on that, and that's not the best thing to do. Just go through it, learn it, and then make your decisions after you've learned and you've really thought about it.
Oh, that's awesome. All right, Jamie, I need you to stay on the line, but don't hang up, and I'm going to end the show.
Okay.
Anything you want to say to the people before I let you go, though? Before I let you go, let me turn it. Go back. Wait.
Oh.
Before I let you go, I want you to tell people where they can find you.
Okay.
Go ahead. Do your thing.
So you can find me on mainly Instagram, Hollywood Jamie James on Instagram. You can find me pretty much Jamie James on TikTok, and of course on YouTube, and Facebook as well. But if you really want to contact me, it would be better to hit me up on Instagram, especially if you want to book or anything like that. Feel free to hit me up if you want to work. We're happy to work, and can't wait to meet you guys if you do reach out.
All right. Anything else you want to say?
Thank you so much. First of all, thank you so much for having me on this show. This was amazing. Like, I got to touch on a lot of different things that I haven't kind of talked about in a while, or haven't really put out there. And actually, this will be the first that I'm talking about a lot of these things publicly, to be real. So thank you for the platform. I love your platform. I think it's amazing what you're doing for people. Thank you for giving people the spotlight to talk, like how, you were talking about, we do that with the videos. I feel like you're doing that with this, you know what I mean? Because I feel like this helped me a lot personally. And I really appreciate that, giving me the time. 2 hours at that is beautiful. So I thought that was really cool. And like I said, if anybody wants to work in terms of videography, photography, graphic design, brand identity, marketing, if you're an artist like a graffiti writer, or you own a brand or anything like that, please come down to Hollywood Pompey Studios. We would love to work with you. I feel like there's something for everyone in here, whether you want to just record music, whatever the case may be. We have so many different creatives. We have a chef. We have all kinds of people in this building. Really, a lot of talented artists in here who have a lot to give. So don't be shy and reach out to us, and let's bring your ideas to life. If you have music, let's bring it to life. If you have, like I said, a business and you want to jumpstart it, let's help you get it off the ground and make it make sense for you and put it into perspective and get the ball rolling. So Hollywood Jamie James on everything for the most part. You can find me and contact me.
All right. Don't hang up. I'm about to solo dolo cam it and end the show.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much.
All right. Folks, thanks for watching as always. Hollywood TV, Hollywood Radio, Dollar Radio, Going In Radio. It's the pot. We moving and booming. Stay safe and enjoy the night. Peace.
What's up, y'all? Tune into the Pop Podcast with Tigmatic.
Radio for the Pop Podcast with your boy Tigmatic. Interview.
Pop Podcast, stirring the pot.
So tune into the Pop Podcast with Tigmatic on Hollywood TV.
Tune in to the Pop Podcast, my boy Tigmatic.
And Going In Radio. You might get some good music and some knowledge.